Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I thank the member for Johnston for bringing this motion to the chamber today. I strongly support this motion, and I have spoken many times about deaths in custody in the chamber. I would like to add this into spare parts. It's about working with police and elders of our communities. I am standing to work on and support a system where police can work with in the system they know best. They know best. And I want to say that here, it's nothing to do with it. I'm talking about whether it's today's CLP government or Labor past for many years that have been rotating around to be controlling the police, what they need to do. But it's also that we want to see a fair justice going on in this. I am standing from the other side of the in this office, from outside my office. We are policing and stuff. And this is where I really strongly support that we should consider this and work on this together. So that a fair outcome becomes in this system. Last week I was at the police Memorial Day in Go during their memorial. I stood there with them and I shook their hands and I supported them. And I said, you and we want to stand with you and support you, so that hopefully the governments of the time will need to stand with us and work together. So just wanted to add that bit of story. The Royal Commission into Deaths in Custody happened in 1991, over 3 decades ago, but we haven't seen any real improvement or systemic change since this time. We haven't seen justice and people are still dying. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when I think about the loss of my brother on the beach, or the loss of Commonwealth Walker and Commonwealth White for the Yingiya community, or the loss for every family and community when we have a loved one died in custody. We do not feel there has been a justice for our loved ones. For the police for the police to investigate themselves, don't give people confidence in at that time. There is a transparency, and it puts unreasonable hardship on the police members to investigate themselves. Zechariah Ralph was charged with murder there, where a great upset within the police community had about the changes laid on and the investigation process. Sorry. What was needed was an independent body that could investigate, sitting separately from the police and separate from the government. There should be no perceived bias and no perceived intent to protect one group or another. When there is no clear and transparent process, it causes great division across our communities. Instead, there should be an independent investigation. Investigations. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I have spoken before in the chamber about my wawa on the Elko Island and Kumijay Walker on the Kumijay White. These deaths all happen outside of a police station or a prison cell. Wawa was shot on his country and on a beach on Galavinko, on Elko Island. Komajai Walker was shot in the family home. Komajai White died in a supermarket. They died and places. They died in places where they should have been safe. For their deaths showed us that no one is safe. For a few years ago, I was sleeping in a house when police stormed in during the night looking for someone. In the instance, the police apologized and left. But we know there is a potential for something to go wrong. We know there is a systemic racism and personal racism. We know when we know this from experience, and we know this because the recent colonial findings made it very clear. And so we worry for our families. We worry that we have not been not seen justice or systemic change that makes people safe when they are in police custody. I've also spoken about Commonwealth Langdon previously. He died in the watch house after being arrested for drinking in a public place, even though he was causing no harm or disturbance to anyone else. In his case, the former coroner, Mr. Greg Kavanagh, said, Commonwealth Langdon, a sick middle-aged Aboriginal man, was treated like a criminal and incarcerated like a criminal. He died in the hands of police cell. Well, he died in the police cell, which was built to house criminals. He died in his sleep with strangers in this cold and concrete cell. He died of natural causes, but he was entitled to die in peace, in the comfort of family and friends. In my view, he was entitled to die as a free man. Mr. Deputy Speaker, right now, this government is locking up in unsafe environments. Sometimes people are not getting their medication or access to regular health workers. There is a duty of care for these prisoners that is not being met. The Attorney General has said that she does not care about the trauma that watch house cause people. When I visited Palmerston Watch House, the prisoners looked at me with hope, they thinking that I was there to help. To help them, and I wanted to help them, but there was nothing I could do. And I felt angry and upset that there was nothing I could do other than appeal to this government to fix the problems they are creating. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when we have heard of, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we have heard of assaults and women being kept in the middle of the men's prison in Alice Springs. People being held in watch houses cells with no time outside in the fresh air, and lights staying on all day and nights, all day and night rather, for more than five weeks at a time. Lawyers have begged judges for the clients to be able to appear in court in person so they can have some time outside from the cell. I'm not sure if the CLP members can understand that this is a breach of human rights. The people in our watch houses and jails are still people and preserve a human approach, deserve a human approach, and a human approach will help people to rehabilitate. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the government rather, can't understand this issue very well, because it is Aboriginal people that are filling the watch houses and the prisons. We know that non-Indigenous people tend to get bail. The case of Jack Dornby is a clear example that people who are not Indigenous do not spend weeks and months in watch houses and jails. They get bail, and even when they are convicted of a crime, they are sent home. It is Aboriginal people that are suffering in this current system, and the government are not Aboriginal people. It is not their families or their clans who are suffering under this system. So they don't understand the damage that is being caused. But I am here. I stand here today, and I am trying to tell you that the government of the day been talking for the last third terms of 2 governments I've been with. Damage to my people is causing damage for all the people who are stuck in the system that is broken. Mr. Deputy Speaker, despite the Royal Commission, despite the numerous coronials, we have not seen a significant system change. We need to see through investigations and that compel governments to bring changes that keep everyone safe. It is clear for me that this government does not want to keep everyone safe. The Attorney General has said it quite clear, and so it is critical that we must have a national body that investigates the reports, monitors and encounters, and enforces changes. And when the government might not bring this change for the people, for the government, for in custody, maybe they will bring this change for the good of the police officers who do not need to be investigating each other. So this is where I've been talking, or we have been talking. I've seen this, the motion here, or the process that we are talking about here. It is something that I would rather want to see it done the way we did the BID.
Point of order, Deputy Speaker.
Sorry.
Under Standing Order 43, I request an extension of time for the member for Mulka.
Is leave granted?
Aye.
Yeah.
Leave is granted.
Thank you. Is something that we had everyone from the party, from the government, the independent and the opposition all supported this and work towards solving issues. And it's funny, when I stand here and then people putting motions up, there's always people saying support or people not supporting. And I don't really understand what we need to do here. How can we work together to stand and support? If we only work together, listen to one another, things will get better. Things should get better. And including, I represent the Indigenous people, not just my own, but the countrymen around the place. And I know more than any of the non-Indigenous government departments sort of know, and we've always stood, and I have stood when there's fighting going on in the communities, spears were being thrown, weapons were being carried on, and the police were walking, and I said, I'll stand in front of you, and I will go over and talk to the people. And the people have listened to me, and it has worked for the last 8-9 years in communities. There were people that were families fighting, and the guy wanted to throw a weapon, some kind of bar, to the police car. But I called him up and I said, no, don't do that. I am Yingiya, your family member. Don't do that. It'll only make it worse for you. So just back up and go away. And at least when the police goes home to the station, you can go and see them and tell them that you're sorry. And he said, yes, I will do that. So he walked up and said sorry, and everything was solved. This is where the support from our elders, I've been calling on this for a long, long time. Elders need to be part of this. It is the policing that we look after as well. We'll do policing and running the governance in the Yolngu system, but we are never recognized. If we work together, we will create a pathway really clear, different to, rather than just one side party or someone else from somewhere. But don't forget, our Indigenous people are incarcerated higher in the rates because something is wrong, something is not working well. Unless you people work with us, the Indigenous leaders in the communities, we will start to see solving. I know, I believe, and I know, and I've done that, and the police have walked with me, and they said to me, thank you for being beside us. There were a guy with a gun in Yingiya who ran off into the bush, and the police tried to look around, search around for him, and couldn't find him for a couple of days. And all of a sudden, what they did was, they started to bring the task force in to come and find him, chase him around. And I said, when I saw them, and I said, I know where he is. I know which family I can go and approach. We will bring him back. And they let me, stood and waited for me. I went to get the family there, and we went over and called him, and he walked out, and we went and handed him to the police. That's if we can work together without any killings, crimes, and happening. This is what I believe. This is my understanding what this motion is about. Is it a motion? What's it called? Motion, yeah. I am supporting this because this is what I would like to see. It's the federally, who can come and work to us from, they're not just from one party, but differently that can work, and hopefully they will want to include Indigenous leaders so that we work together. And the governments and oppositions should be able to stand together and work together and solve. None of this stuff saying, no, we got it. We know what is best for these people. And I have seen for the last 3 terms that there has been failures. And right now I am speaking to urge the government to listen to one another. It's not your, I don't know, maybe the Westminster system doesn't work this way, but in Yolngu law, we work together so that we solve issues together. And here, I brought a message here into the chamber so that the government listen and we can solve issues, and we will solve issues for the community, for our Indigenous people and non-Indigenous people, that we all live together in this safe community. When the family of Yingiya White called for an independent investigation, the police said that this could not be done. This is family calling. This is family calling. This is elders calling, leaders calling. They wanted to solve this issue. They said they were told by the outsiders the powers of investigation under entry law. Could it happen? So let's take this opportunity now and create a new pathway for national body, and that can probably include people from here in Darwin. To investigate and call jurisdictions, so that justice can be properly done. And that's the only way. Well, that's why I am asking Stan with this, because nothing has worked for my understanding when I represented my people, started from my own electorate, and now people are calling from different electorates in the territory, Indigenous people, for me to stand and support and represent those people to try and send a word out here. But I've always been told, no, she'll be right. We know what we got working on this, or how we can fix this, and it never happened unless you and I, we walk out to the communities out there, talk to the families, and solve issues and try and work things and make a better turn around a better future. We know the jails are full. It's recorded high, very, very high right now. Something is wrong. Please listen. Please listen to us. Thank you.
Thank you.